All right, we are live. As you can see, got my pops in the building, my best friend right here, once again, because we are bringing the live from the updated NFL playoff games that just happened this past weekend.
Yeah.
A lot happened.
A lot of snow.
A lot of disappointment. Yeah. Like my dad says, a lot of snow.
Yeah, a lot of snow. Cold out there. It was cold in Detroit, cold in Buffalo, cold all over. Snowing. A lot of snow. I don't know how they play them games in that much snow.
Yep, exactly, Pop. We got Daniel.
Yep.
Says finally made one. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it. Most importantly, you're still alive in this playoff pool. We're gonna go through. We're just gonna recap all the games that happened this week. Let us know what my dad thinks about it, but also myself. I mean, it was just a lot of disappointment when it came to Saturday games, and we'll go ahead and discuss all those. But like I mentioned, just wanted to thank all the people that support our lives these past 2 weeks. Just been a great time. Just recapping and just obviously giving a lot of people shout outs, the ones that have moved on and the ones that are no longer moving on, such as myself and my dad right here as well. As you both know, or if you don't know, we're gonna go over as far as I have been eliminated from the pool, which I was very pissed off about. Just not very happy about that one. But we'll go into that game in a little bit. But Pops, what'd you think about the games besides it being cold? Just like you said,
they're good games. They were actually good games, close games. They could have went either way. Saturday game was
the Texans and the Chiefs.
Yeah, Texans, Chiefs,
and the Commanders and the Lions.
Yeah, the Chiefs. Man, I didn't want them to win, but hey, I don't know. They pull it off though. They pull it off.
Yep.
That Mahomes is he knows how to do those flops.
Yeah.
And he gets the calls, man. He gets those calls. So I don't understand it, but he has those referees, I don't know, paid off or something.
Yeah. I didn't want them to win, but I did. I hear you, Daniel. I hear you. So that game was actually the first game on a Saturday. That was actually between Daniel, who has the Chiefs, as well as Joel, who has the Texans. And they basically battled it out. I want to say the Texans, they put up a good fight in the beginning, or pretty much throughout the entire game. But, I mean, I felt like the defense really let them down. I thought they were going to really step it up. And they actually held them into the game for the good most part of it. But then, as like my dad says, those calls, I mean, those refs, I mean, some of those hits to Mahomes, I mean, I didn't think they existed, to be honest with you. But he got the calls, he got the flags, and that actually put up some points for the Chiefs when I was watching that game. And I mean, I would say that kind of being at home already, dealing with the cold weather, it really played a factor in terms of the momentum shift, because they could have easily took out a lot of the audience, the fan base, when it came to them getting the field goal, getting those calls, rather than it being fourth down and them having to punt the ball to the Texans. But besides the calls, Pops, besides the weather, how else did you feel about the game? How did you feel that the Texans performed, if you can remember?
Yeah, I could remember. It's been Saturday, so it's already 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
It was, like I said, it was close, and I don't know, Texas game a fight, but like I said, I don't know. It's just those calls. Calls went their way, and
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
They went their way. The flags went their way. Like Kelsey too. Kelsey has a big part of that too in there too.
Yeah, I don't
know how they let him run around loose. They let him run around like nobody's guarding him. And but
I have no clue how in the world do you let their best receiver be open all the time. I mean, the guy. I mean, think about it. The guy's not short.
Yeah.
He's not a small guy. He's freaking big, and yet they still let that guy run all over the place, get open, get first downs, get score. I mean, it's crazy. It's really crazy. I see that how the Texans played it or trying to hit the ball out of his hands, but damn, first tackle the guy and then try to hit the balls out of his hand. But
take them legs out of him, man. Knock it, get him, knock those legs. Go for his legs. Hey, he's a big guy. You can't tackle him high. You got to go for the legs. Hit him low.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But yeah.
Yep. And then we got Z Sketch. Says the refs really do love the Chiefs.
Yeah,
and I agree. They really do, because they throw a lot of their flags their way and they don't throw a lot of the flags the opposite team way. So who knows? I mean, all I know is this coming Sunday, we're going to see a good matchup. And we'll talk about that at the very end of this live. Yeah. So don't go too much into it, Pops, because I know my dad probably has a lot of stuff to say about that, but hold your tongue.
Yeah, Chiefs has. Then they also have that tackle that always moves a lot. He's always moving before the snap, and they don't call that call. They don't call it at all, and they need to call it. They need to go both ways. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's always moving up and down, or he's always moving backwards. Before the ball's even snapped.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree, Dad. I agree with you. What you're saying, you're hitting the nail on the head. When you're making some of these comments there, and that's why I have you on, because my dad definitely brings a valid points right here. So
I love my son.
I appreciate my pops definitely chiming in,
got his back,
letting us spotlight him while he talks on the live. And I just wanted to thank my dad for being here once again in the FC Sneaker Factory, not to talk about shoes, but to talk about this football, talk about the playoffs that have went on this past week.
Mm-hmm.
So the score ended up being 23-14 with the Chiefs win at home. I mean, when I look at the score, it was a pretty close score. But people out there, what do you think about, the Chiefs moving on? Do you think that, if they didn't get those calls, do you think the Texans would have put up more scores and may have possibly win the game? Mm-hmm. Drop a comment down below. Let me know. I'd really appreciate that. And of course, my dad would really appreciate that. But anyways, to moving on. So the Chiefs ended up beating the Texans. Of course, I just gave you the score. So therefore, that means Daniel moved into the next round, right? He's in the money at this current time, in the currency. Mm-hmm. But we'll see how much currency he gets when it comes to this Sunday. We'll see. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a hell of a good game. Yeah. We'll talk about that at the very end of this live. So then we had, the Commanders versus the Lions with the second game on Saturday. That involved my cousin Mike against myself. And you know what? I look at the past live that I did last week. I said I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions lost because they had the bye. And I always feel that like the teams that have the bye always – one of them loses, right? Either on the AFC or on the NFC side. And sure enough, it was me. It was me that was a loser. But you know what? Yeah. In all reality, it was a freaking Lions that were the losers because they played a horrible game. And there we go. We got Gunners Collective TV, Big Gun. I appreciate you. He says, I'm here to support. And I appreciate you, Gun, man. It's always good to see you. It's always good to see you in YouTube dropping your content, but also good to see you in my live with me and my pops right here.
Right here, Gunner.
There you go, right there, right in the heart. Yeah. So back to the game. I mean, Dad, before I go off, because I'm going to have a hell of a lot to say. Pops, what did you think about the game?
That was a shootout. That was a back and forth game. It was a real shootout. And but man, they just gave up they didn't play no defense at all. The Lions. I thought they were gonna kill them, but they didn't. And I just no defense at all. They just let them run they just threw passes right over them and just I don't know. They just
he's speechless.
It was a shocker. Hi Denise, how you doing? Denise
there you Castillo. Go. Denise Castillo. I'm supposing hi guys. Gunn says it's good to see you and your father. I
Yeah.
respect you guys. Thank you, Gunn. And Denise says new sub.
Yeah.
Jane Daniels is from San Bernardino. I did not know that. I didn't know Jane Daniels.
I
didn't know.
heard about it. Yeah, he's from San Bernardino.
What high school did he go to?
Cajon.
Oh,
Cajon High
Cajon?
School.
Oh,
Yeah, Cajon
crazy.
High School. He was quarterback for them. I got that info from somebody. Somebody had told me just recently. Told me that, hey, Henry Cruz. Henry Cruz told me that a friend of mine. He says, hey, you knew that guy's from Cajon High School, and I go, man, and I went to go see them because I got a neighbor. There was a tackle for Cajon High School. And I went to some of their games, and maybe he was the quarterback at the time because it's been like about maybe in a while because he's already 21. He's already 21, and so it's been about 4 years.
I don't know. I don't know when
Jaden
Daniels graduated. Yeah. He must have did what? How many 2 to 3 years in college? So yeah. I mean, it would make sense. Close. Who knows?
This is a rookie this year, so 4 years. It could be. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to talk to my neighbor.
You'd have to. Yeah.
Z Sketch says the pride and joy of San Bernardino balled out of Cajon's finest. So there you go. Yeah, I guess he did go to Cajon, just like my dad said. Yeah. Just like his friend told himself, my dad. Yeah. So I didn't know that. I didn't know he played for Cajon and he is from San Bernardino. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. But I still wasn't going to go for the Commanders because that wasn't the team that I pulled. I actually pulled the Lions, and when I pulled the Lions, I was like, we'll see what they do. Hopefully they get me at least to the NFC Championship game so I can get some currency. But what happened? The Lions didn't show up. And you know, it's pathetic because if you really think about it, the Lions home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs because they got the 1 seed and they couldn't get out of the first round. They couldn't even guard any of the Redskins, the Commanders defense. I mean, it was terrible. You leave all those fans, right? The fans that came hyped to the game, the fans that were just loving and they were supposed to go to the Super Bowl, all excited to go, and you leave them bummed. You leave them sad in the stands. I mean, I'm glad I'm not a Lions fan. Thank God that I'm not a Lions fan because I would have been even more pissed off. But I mean, it was just sad. It was a really pathetic attempt to even win a game when it comes to the Lions. I just feel bad for their fans because that was just horrible, absolutely horrible. I know the Lions don't play defense, but I would expect them to have a little bit more better offense than what they did. Garbage. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how you felt about that terrible game that we saw between the Lions and the Commanders because the Commanders beat them 45-31. And you know what? The score doesn't even make it justice because the Lions were out of that game long before they scored 31 points. So who knows? But Dad, I know how I felt about it, but do you want to add anything to that game?
The weather wasn't that bad. There was in Detroit. No, it wasn't.
No, it was in the dome.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
The weather didn't play a factor. It was in a freaking
maybe outside. Dome. Maybe they thought they were outside or something. That's why they played lousy. Maybe that's why they play so lousy. Yeah, they do play in the dome.
It was terrible. I was terrible. I was just like, I can't believe. But yeah, my cousin. You know, my cousin didn't even want the Commanders when I pulled his name out. He said, not the Commanders. And look at, he's going on to the NFC Championship game, and he will be facing a team that we'll be talking about in a little bit. But he's in the currency as well. So good for him, Mike. I'm glad that you made it with the team that you didn't even want when I picked them out of the hat when I gave them to you. So who knows? But then we got the Sunday games, right? We all knew the Sunday games was really what people wanted to see. Yeah. You know, they wanted to see those Sunday games because it was going to be some solid matchups there. And the first matchup for Sunday morning, right? Sunday afternoon, I should say, because the game was at 12 or something.
With the Eagles.
And that was the Rams versus the Eagles. Pops, how'd you like that game?
That was a good game. That was a real good game. The snow played a big factor in that game, but hey, Barkley had a good he ran for 190 some yards of 98?
I don't know.
198 or
how many yards he
92
ran for.
yard and 2 touchdowns. And that guy, he's just a running machine out there, man.
Mhm.
You know, and in the snow too, you know. But the Rams hang tough. I wanted the Rams to win. I really did. I wanted the Rams to win. So, but it was close. It was close because they had a chance. They had a chance in the end to win it, but they didn't. They didn't complete that pass.
Yeah. The weather definitely played a huge factor in that game because I want to say the Rams, they lost the ball a good amount of times during it, and a lot of key times during that game. But that was actually a game that was featuring my mom, who had the Rams, and one of the cheerleaders, right, Michelle, she had the Eagles. So that was just a battle of two women that had those two teams going head to head. It was a hell of a game, a hell of a snow game. One of those games that you just you want to see during the playoffs because I feel like that's really when those snow games really come about, is during the playoffs. Those old school, right? Those head knockers when it comes to like those classic playoff games, and we saw that one with that one. Just a great game. Denise says, "I'm a Cowboy girl." Laugh out loud. And oh, Denise, I feel bad for you. I really do feel bad for you. Definitely not a fan of Cowboys in this household, but you know what? We appreciate you, Denise, for being in here and giving that shout out to your Cowboys. Hopefully they can get it together next season, because maybe we might want to see them in the playoffs. Maybe we may want to see them. I know for 100% you'll want to see them in the playoffs.
Give Melvin my hi. Just to say I tell you hi. I say hi to Melvin, your husband.
And then Brenda throws up her pink hand high signs. Brenda Love, we always appreciate you being in here as well. Always. It's okay. I'll live. Denise says so. That I believe she's referring to her Cowboys.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was just the Rams and the Eagles was just an amazing classic game that could have went both ways. Yes. I mean, I feel like it could have went either way, even though like the Rams were in Philadelphia playing. That weather really basically puts them at the same level, when it comes to the game itself. I don't feel like anybody. Well, I would say there's certain teams that really are comfortable playing in that type of weather. We'll talk about a couple of them later on, but I really feel like that was really no disadvantage or advantage to either of those teams when it came to the Rams or Philadelphia. Even though Philadelphia is a cold place to play, but I feel like really it kind of evens out everything when it comes to like home field advantage. What do you think, Pops?
No, I think it was a fair game there because they're both cold. They're both they're used to all that stuff. All them players are used to all that cold stuff. You see them coming out in undergarments, just their t-shirt, just their uniform, and bare skin. Gee, come on, man. It's below zero out there and snowing, and they play.
I mean, honestly, if I played in the snow, I would definitely have all kinds of type of clothing on because no way. There's just no way. I mean, I don't care if my testosterone, I have all the energy is going to warm me up just running around. I don't think I'll ever warm up in that type of weather. But we do got Z Sketch says Rams had a great season. We got Dub says what's cracking. Two-Face Int says, I'm assuming it's Two-Face Entertainment. He says Denise with a hi, or if that's a woman, sorry. Denise says Rams stayed in it, which surprised me. That Stowe was no joke. Denise also says, Fred, glad you made it. So I appreciate you, Fred. I believe that's probably Two-Face Entertainment. But thank you, Denise, Floyd, all the people that are commenting. I really appreciate it. Floyd, I invited some of our friends. That's probably to my dad.
No problem. It's cool. Thank you. Thank you very much, Denise.
There you go.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, like back to what I was saying about, or back to what you're saying, Pops, about the snow. I mean, the snow, and just like what Denise says, snow is no joke. I don't know, getting hit in the snow or falling on the snow, basically it probably feels like it's falling on concrete, to be honest with you. So that's like definitely not any type of
It hurts.
no type of soft blow when it comes to falling on that. But definitely, it was definitely a good game though. And the Rams, yes, they did have a good season, even though the NFC West was absolute garbage, which my team, the Niners, play out of. But they actually did better than when I thought that they were going to. They actually got all their players healthy. Like my dad said last live, he said that they do have a very young defense, and they definitely showed up when it came to the playoffs in that first round. And I also kept them in this game a lot when it came to against the Eagles.
Yes.
What'd you think about how the defense showed up for the Rams, but also the offense, Bob?
I thought the defense did real good. They let a couple of long runs go by them, but but otherwise they just had to, get that one guy, Barkley, like I said, had 2 long runs or 3 long runs, and then the quarterback too also had some long runs on them on the defense too. They just need to have a spy on him and keep him in check. But they went on. They went on. The Eagles went on. Rams didn't, but they had a chance. They had their chance to do.
Yeah, they did. They had a chance. They had a good amount of chances, to be honest with you. But yeah, Barkley had a huge game. Jalen Hurts actually showed up, right? It feels like sometimes he's a hit and miss, but he actually really showed up to that game. And we'll see how he does in the next round, because the winner, obviously, of the Lions and the Commanders moves on, which is Mike. Michelle moved on because she does have the Eagles. And guess what? That's going to be the first game comes this Sunday. This Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, this Sunday is going to be a hell of a game, right? It's going to be a divisional game, basically, because they both come from the same division, so they know each other well. And if that weather still remains cold, I feel like it can go either way. So hopefully it is. Hopefully it's a cold game, just like this past Sunday. Hopefully we get the snow, because I want to see a balanced game between the Commanders and the Eagles, right? How do you feel about that game?
It's going to go back and forth. I think it's going to be a back and forth game, and see what defense shows up and which defense doesn't, or which offense shows up and which, and then the snow too. If there's going to be any snow up there, to see this time if there's going to be that much snow like there was last week. But
we'll see. Denise says that interception though. Yeah, that interception was heartbreaking, to be honest with you. But in that game, it didn't surprise me that there was going to be any kind of interceptions. But so there we go. So then we're going to talk about the last game of the Sunday evening time, right? The game that everybody was waiting for, and that was the the Ravens versus the Buffalo Bills. I mean, we already knew it was going to be a hell of a game, and what did it turn out to be? A hell of a game. What'd you think about that one, Pop?
Good game, real good game. It was a lot of snow too, and cold. It was really cold over there. I bet it was colder there than it was at Philly. But because Buffalo's a cold place to play in, and a lot of snow again, they went back and forth, but they had their chance to also tie it and go into overtime. But the guy, man, he never misses that, no passes at all. He hardly ever misses. Andrews, the tight end, never misses a pass, and surprised the heck out of me that he missed that one. Could have tied it, and go on to overtime, or they went home.
Oh, we got Gabriella, Gabby Girl Gallegos. She says, hi, YouTube. Gabby, it's always amazing seeing you in the building. So I appreciate
my granddaughter.
The Gabsters being in here, an amazing softball player. Hopefully, she's going to do great things
this year.
But
always,
yes. But going back to the game, though, I mean, in all reality, that was a hell of a game. Once again, we see a game where it could have went either way, right? Even though Buffalo was at home, had the home field advantage, Ravens showed up. Action Jackson showed up. A lot of times, I know in the past, he has let us down, right? The people that are rooting for the Ravens, the people that want to see the Ravens get over that hump. A lot of times he doesn't show up, but this game he did show up. Yeah. Showed up in his running game. He showed up in the passing game. Yeah. Showed up all the way to the very end until Andrews missed the catch. I feel bad for Andrews because it's not his fault. I mean, the weather obviously played a factor in it. 2-point conversion. Think about it. Put yourself in his shoes. All that pressure. Everybody looking at you. A pass that you can easily make. But it's just, when it comes to all that, the pressure and the cold and who knows what he was going through, he dropped it. And that's what brings us to the Buffalo Bills going on to the NFC Championship. And what we saw was a hell of a game. I know Lamar Jackson will eventually get over the hump, but unfortunately he did not get over the hump this season. And that was actually my cousin Dave had that team when it came to the pool. My dad's best friend Henry, as a childhood best friend, Henry had the Bills. So therefore, Henry moves on. Dave gets left behind, just like myself. Dave, I feel you. Just like my dad. My dad had the Steelers, and he got left behind last week. So at least we got to experience 1 week without that experience of failure. But you know what? It's all fun and games. We really I enjoy this pool. Like I mentioned before, I have never won this pool. Pops, I don't think my dad has ever won the pool. My mom's won it a few times, but it's just the luck of the draw. We got the Commanders. Who would have thought they were going to be in it? We got the Eagles in it. We got the Bills in it and the Chiefs. A lot of people already probably knew that it was going to be the Chiefs and the Bills in there in the NFC, but I don't think no one really gave the Eagles a shot. And we thought they would collapse like last year when they came, or maybe a couple years ago when they came to the playoffs when they had the number 1 seed. But they have moved on. We got Gabby says, go Bills.
She's a Bill fan.
She's a big Bills fan because I think her boyfriend's a Bills fan. Go figure that. Of course, the ladies always stick with their boyfriends when it comes to their teams. Go figure. I don't think Gabby knows anything about football, to be honest with you. But that's just me speaking. I'm her uncle. So, but now that brings us to the 4 remaining people, right? We got Daniel, the Chiefs. We got Henry, the Bills. We got the cheerleader, Michelle, with the Eagles. And then we got Mike, the Commanders. 4 remaining, the final 4, right? The final 4 team, the final 4 members when it comes to this pool that I do, when it comes to here with my friends, my family members. So a lot of us have left the building when it comes to the 10 that are no longer in this, but we still got the 4 remaining fighting to get that coveted Super Bowl win. First game on Sunday, we got the Commanders and Eagles. Pops, what do you think about that game? How do you think that's going to go?
It's going to be a good game. I think it's really going to be a real super game. They're all going to be good games. Both games are, because they're there for a reason. They didn't get there just because, the other team dropped the ball, or they did drop the ball, but, I think they're going to be good, exciting games. Those are going to be two matches that are going to be really good, and see how the weather plays a factor in them, and, from there. But I like to see, I like to see the Eagles maybe take it. Hope they win, or the Commanders. Commanders, because it's their first year.
Which one do you want, Bob? You said the Eagles or the Commanders.
It's going to be hard. I don't know. It's going to be hard. Hard game to judge. But I'll stick with the Eagles. Because I like Barkley, because he came out of Penn State, and we are Penn State fans because my granddaughter went to Penn State.
My dad makes a decision. He says the Eagles over the Commanders. We got Denise saying my cousin who passed was a Bills fan. Okay. I'm going to go for them. So that's between the Bills and the Chiefs. And then she says, let's call the Redskins again. So she's going for the Redskins against the Commander or the Redskins, right? They should be the Redskins. I don't know why they keep calling them the Commanders. Go figure. A lot of people's feelings get hurt. I don't even think they're Indians, to be honest with you. I think it's just other people that get hurt when you call Indians, Redskins.
Redskins. Yeah.
But anyways, don't let me get started on that. But Daniel says, "Go Commanders." He's going again. He's going for the Commanders to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. So what is Mr. Wonderful? What is Floyd's going for? Of course, I'm going to go for the Eagles to beat the Commanders. And there's two reasons why. There's two reasons why. One of the cheerleaders got the Eagles. But also my nephew was an Eagles fan. I mean, he was a whole bunch of teams fan. But up until, the days, right, he remained an Eagles fan. So I'm going to go for the Eagles. I think the Eagles will pull out that win, but you just never know. Like I said, I'm going for the Eagles. My dad says he's going for the Eagles. We got Daniel going for the Commanders. We got Denise probably going for the Eagles because she said, going for the Commanders because she says Redskins. Yeah. But I feel like the Eagles are going to win, but you just never know. Yeah. Jalen Daniels, I mean, if he's playing the way he's playing, I wouldn't be surprised if they go all the way and win the Super Bowl, to be honest with you, the way he's playing. Yeah. So, I mean, go figure. Who knows who's going to win or who's going to show up on Sunday. But like I said, I'm going for the Eagles. My pops is going for the Eagles. Yeah. But we wouldn't be surprised if Jaden Daniels takes the Commanders to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Like another Mark Riffin when they played against who did they play against? The Bills in the Super Bowl. And that was the last time I believe the Redskins won. So that was pretty crazy. Daniel says the Cajon, probably referring to Daniel Daniels. And then the Daniel says, and the Chiefs, because I have them, right? I have to. And then Denise says, no, I'm just laugh out loud. I'm going to go for the Eagles as well. So Denise is going for the Eagles. So shout out to Denise. Denise is saying Eagles. Yeah. And I believe the only one that's commenting is Daniel. And he says he's going for the Commanders.
Chris is a big Eagle fan. He's not here, so he can hear us say we want the Eagles. You know what I mean?
But I'm sure he'll be rooting for the Eagles. So.
Oh yeah, of course he has a tattoo on his forearm. The Eagles. Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see though. We'll see what happens. Yeah. But then we got the finale, right? The game that probably everybody's going to be tuning into, just like they were tuning into the Ravens versus the Bills, and that's going to be the Chiefs versus the Chiefs versus the Bills, and that is Daniel. That's why he's going for the Chiefs against Henry, who has the Bills. In the AFC Championship game, the winner goes to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Pops, how do you feel about and don't say who are you going for? And how do you feel about that game coming up?
Man, I want the Bills. I really do want the Bills to beat the Chiefs, man. I'm tired of the Chiefs. I'm tired of the Chiefs always going, and always getting the calls from the refs. But I hope the Bills just slaughter them. I hope they beat them like 50-7 or something like that. I'm just up to here with the Chiefs. That's my opinion. But
what do you think the final score is going to be, Pop?
Final score is going to be Bills 32-21. I'll say 32-21.
By 10 points.
By 10 points, the Bills.
Okay. So we got a lot of people commenting. So we got the Chiefs. Okay, we already read that one. Denise says, no, we already read that one. Brenda Love says, it's great to see you both live. You guys are awesome. Fingered number one. And of course, Denise says, that's just a bird, Floyd. Laugh out loud. Daniel says, it hurts as a Broncos fan. I know it does. That's sometimes it does hurt when you get the team that you don't want to ever win. Because I remember one year I actually got the Cowboys and I was like, I'm not going to root for the Cowboys. Yeah. So I was just really hoping to lose, money at that point. Brenda Love says Denise with the heart. So I'm assuming she's saying hi. But so is that your final take, Pop?
That's my
31-21.
Yeah. 32-21.
32-21. Okay. All right. So I know it's going to be a hell of a game because it was because they played each other during the season and it went down to the wire. It was basically who had the ball last, and it was Josh, right? Josh Allen had the ball the very last, and he he was not going to let his team lose. He was not going to let his team lose
Mm-hmm.
that game, and I feel like he's going to do the same. Right?
Yeah.
He's not going to let. He's going to basically put his team on his back, whether he's going to run it. I feel like he's going to run it a lot.
Yeah.
You're going to put the team on his back, and it's going to be he's going to literally take them to the W that come Sunday.
Yeah. I think that Cook's going to have a good game too. A lot of yards.
There you go.
He's going to be a good running back for them this week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping it's a cold game, and this is going to be a game. If it's snowing and if it's cold, it's not going to affect either team because they're used to playing in that weather, especially come December and January. So I feel like the Bills are going to get the best out of the Chiefs, and you know what? I feel like it's going to be a hell of a game, just like what we saw against the Bills against the Chiefs or the Ravens. That last second drop, I feel like it's going to be the same exact way. But we'll see. We'll see come Sunday. It's going to be a hell of a game. Hopefully, everybody's going to be tuning into that game. Daniel says, "Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great night. Good luck, everyone." Daniel, we appreciate you being alive. Thanks, man, for the comments. One of my good friends right there, Daniel. Appreciate him showing up. He has the Chiefs, so I know he's going for the Chiefs, and this is all fun.
And you know what? We're not really, we want the Chiefs, but we can say good luck.
Daniel. Yeah, definitely.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
So I mean, it's not your fault you got the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But like I said though, it's going to be a good game, and we're going to see come Sunday who's going to be the Super Bowl. Well, based on my dad's choice, he's going to be choosing the Eagles. He's going to be the Eagles and the Bills in the Super Bowl. I have the same exact way. It's not because he's my dad. I'm doing that. Those are two teams I just legitimately want to win and would like to see in the Super Bowl. And we'll talk about next live when we do next Wednesday exactly who is the winner. We're going to see who's the winner and who are we going to be going for when it comes to the Super Bowl. So definitely see that. Daniel says, "Thank you. I will take the money, though." I know you will, Dan. We all would, right? So, good luck to you, Daniel.
I'll root for your team, Daniel, if you split half with me. No, just kidding.
But I mean, we think there's going to be some amazing games. 2 games left out of this entire football season. I mean, go figure, right? Season went fast. I mean, this year went by fast. Even this year is going. The month of January already like on the 22nd right now, so that's crazy. But it's been a fast season, even though I mean they probably really lengthened it out with the playoffs and all the time and all that stuff, but it just really went fast in terms of the season. Shout out to each and every one of your teams. Pops, what do you think about the entire NFL season in a whole? What did you think about it? Were you disappointed, or were you just
a lot of hurt people that were hurt? A lot of hurt people. People injured and all this and that affected all the games. Affected all the teams. And whoever got healthy first is gonna do good. And that's why they're in the playoffs. That's why they're playing for the championship game. But I just want to ask all you people, how many are you guys are in those big pools that are going to be at the end of the championship game?
Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl. Yeah, Super Bowl is how many of you people are in big pools? If you guys have a comment, throw it in there.
Yep.
See what you guys have. I know I am. I'm in several pools.
My dad's in so many pools. I mean, this man invested so much money in these pools. So I think that's what the main thing. I mean, all our teams are gone, right? The Steelers, the Lions, in my case, Niners didn't make it. The Browns didn't make it. So we have no horse in this race anymore. So now it's all about the pools, all about the squares, right? So we're hoping we get good numbers when it comes to squares, and hopefully our numbers pop up so we can win a boatload of money. Because that's all it's all about. It's all about the money when it comes to us. No, I'm just playing. No, it's all about family and love and stuff like that. But Cholo Tucker, he says, "My beloved Steelers are gone." Cholo, man.
Hey,
my dad had the Steelers. He actually
Cholo,
man, came out of his hat and gone.
Yeah,
no more. The Ravens, right? The Ravens, disintegrated. And then look at what happens. they got rid of their coach, Tomlin. I mean, the face of the Steelers. Did you
Yeah.
hear about that?
They did, huh? They got rid of him, huh?
Yeah, I read that online. I'm assuming that's true, but
Well, they got rid of
it's crazy.
the coach for the Cowboys too.
Yeah.
Now they're thinking about Deion Sanders. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
Yeah,
I don't.
Denise might be happy for that move. You know, for them hiring Deion Sanders. You know, for the Cowboys coaching job.
Yeah,
know.
I don't. There's a lot of coaching changes going on right now. We'll see what happens. I don't. I feel like I just been reading a bunch of people signing. I know the Patriots are getting a new coach. The Jets just got a coach. So there's a lot of changes happening. But I'm just hoping we got Robert comes back as our defensive coordinator for the Niners. I would love to see that. It'd be huge pickup for us. The pick six. He says, I'm rooting for Washington now, but I wouldn't put any money on it. I know I wouldn't put any money either on any of these games, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, it's all about the pools, about the squares at this point for us. Drop a comment, let us know. Are you in any pools, any Super Bowl pools, and like how much money are you you put in? I know me and my mom, we went half on the square. It's a $500 square. We went $250 each. My dad, I mean, this man, I don't even know what if he wants to talk about the amount of money he's put in these pools, but I know he invested a lot of money.
I got in $1,000 pool and $1,000 square pool, and two $500 square pools. And,
So
and another $100 square here or there.
This guy, man. Hopefully, I'm hoping he wins, because my dad, he comes close, but not close enough sometimes.
I have some luck. I have some luck sometimes, you know. So so I'm good. I'm good with it.
We're hoping he wins. You know, wins a big one though. That's what we want to see. But what was I going to tell you, Pops? Something was escaping my mouth. Z Sketch says, not yet, but if you got any open squares, I'm in. So I know we're personally not doing pools. I believe this weekend. Is it this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend. This weekend I go to a Super Bowl party.
There you go.
Yeah, this weekend, and I find out my numbers on all the squares that I got in. Not only that, but they have pools there when you can get in, and what else? And they have a drawing where you get in this big $100 in this 100 square thing, and you put $20, and then they draw your number. And as soon as they draw your number, you're out. But if you go all the way to the end, and they didn't call your number, you can, and you have two people that don't have it, they'll ask you if you want to split it. And mostly everybody does. They split the pot.
Is it money?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like almost like $500 for each person. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's a pretty big party. They feed you. They give you all the beer, or they give you all the sodas, drinks, whatever you want, water, beer or soda. You know. And, it's a real good party.
It should. I mean, you're giving them all kinds of money for their pools, so they should feed you.
Yeah.
So hopefully my dad, hopefully myself, we get some good numbers at these pools. And we wish you the same thing. We got Z Sketch says, "Sheesh, 100K square is wild." Yes, it is. It's talking about big. What's the payout per? I
didn't even know yet.
Per quarter. Yeah. I know it's like, I want to say like 25 or something.
I'll find out this Friday, because they give us all the paperwork on it, how much, what they pay and all that. The $500 square is pretty good, because they pay off where if you touch the winner, if you're touching the square, that's where the winner, they give you money. They pay you. They give you money on that too.
Yeah, because me and my mom won before, because we didn't win. We weren't the winner of the square itself, the score, but we were touching that person. So therefore we won, like, I forgot, like some money for that. So that was good. Hopefully, I mean, I just want to win money. That's what it's all about when it comes to those pools. Pick six says, Floyd, it's all about life service. Yup, exactly it is. It definitely is.
You got to play.
Yeah, you
gotta play or you to win. You know,
play to win. Right?
If you don't play, you can't. How can you win?
Exactly.
Or how do you know you're gonna win? You know. So
just like the lotto, right? If
Yeah.
you don't play, you don't. My dad's a big fan
Yeah.
of scratchers. When, whenever I buy him a
Yeah.
birthday, anniversary,
Yeah.
Christmas, stuff like that, I always buy my parents scratchers, and
Yeah.
hey, they win, and I always pray that they win some big
Yeah.
money, but some they win here and there, but nothing
Yeah.
crazy. So, but yeah, exactly. You can't, you don't, if
Yeah.
you'll never know if you don't play, right? So you got to play to win. So that's what we're hoping this year. I mean, come Super Bowl time, and if you guys are in the fellas out there and the beautiful ladies, right?
Yeah.
If you guys are in any pools, any square pools, hopefully you guys win.
Yeah,
some
there
money.
you go.
I mean,
Yeah, good luck to you guys.
We all
too.
want you to win. We not because we're not asking for your money, but we just want you guys to open up this January, the beginning of the year, with some good luck.
Yeah, good luck and money. Yeah,
exactly. Well, I mean, that wraps up our live when it comes to this, but I mean, my pops, as always, right here by my side when it comes to these lives, and we're going to do it all over again next Wednesday, and hopefully you all too.
And my son too. I love my son very much.
Yeah,
you know,
so Pops,
he's a good kid.
I'm a good kid. Pops, what do you got to say to close everything out?
Oh man, just bless you all, guys. I love you all, and thank you for showing up. And like I said, I love you guys very much, and everybody on your YouTube.
Crazy,
right here, everybody.
My dad's funny, man. He has all his friends on YouTube, but I appreciate you coming and supporting myself and my dad. Thank you for showing up. Let's give everybody a shout out though. Let me run through this. Denise says, glad I was able to tap in. We'll go ahead and show that comment. But let's go ahead and show everybody's comments though. We got Daniel was the first one to come in. He says, finally made one. Then we got Daniel again. And then we got Z Sketch. The refs really do love the cheese. Appreciate you, Z. Thank you for showing up. Then we got Gun, Big Gun right there. Says, I'm here to support Gunners Collective. I'm sure everybody knows who he is. Denise Castillo then popped in and she says, hola, I'm supporting. Hi, guys. Then we got Gun again. Denise, Daniel, Z Sketch, Denise. Brenda Love shows up with the pink highs right there. Big highs with those pink paws. Denise again. Then we got more of Denise. Z Sketch. Dubs showed up. Says, what's cracking? Two-Face Entertainment. He says Denise, or she says Denise. He or she, I forgot who that was. Denise again. Denise. Two-Face. Denise. And then we got the amazing, the beautiful Gabriella Gallegos showed up. She just wanted to support her grandpa and her uncle. Then she says, go Bills again. And then we got Denise, more of Denise, Daniel. And then we got Daniel again. Daniel, Brenda Love. Daniel, Brenda, Daniel, Gabby. Cholo Trucker showed up and he says, my beloved Steelers are gone. Then we got Pick 6 right there. I'm rooting for Washington now, but I wouldn't put any money on it. And basically, that rounds up everything when it comes to this live. But appreciate everybody says. Pick 6 says good stuff. And then we got Brenda Love says, have a good night. Blessing to both of you. Have a good night, Brenda.
Too, Brenda.
We thank you for showing up. We thank you for that. We thank everybody that we just all those comments. I'm just showing them now, but thank you for everybody that showed up. And all the people that are going to be watching this, they may be asleep or something right now. But everybody that's watching this, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. But guess what? We're going to do it all over again next Wednesday, 6:30, and we're going to talk about the winners of the AFC and the NFC Championship and the two people that are going to be going on into the Super Bowl round and that are in the big bucks, right, when it comes to this poll itself. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for showing up, right, for commenting. That always means, I mean, we can be talking to each other at any time we want to, but we just appreciate those that actually show up and talk with us. So thank you so much for that. And to all, like we always say, to all the beautiful fellas, I mean, we don't go that way, fellas, but we think you're all beautiful in your own way. And of course, the beautiful cheerleaders, all the beautiful ladies, because you're all beautiful in your own way as well. We want to say,
you are
from Mr. Wonderful and from my pops right here, we say, you are too
darn sweet.
See you next Wednesday.
Bye-bye, guys.